Hello everyone, hope you all are in the best of health and spirits. We are all set for yet another exciting conversation for our new audiences today. The We Talk series brings to you the most sought out voices from the industry and for the industry who share their valuable insights with us over a brief conversation about what's going on in the HR ecosystem, what's new to come, and most importantly, what is keeping HR leaders on their toes. Today we have a special guest joining us. Please join me in welcoming her. She is Nidhee Pathak, Managing Director, Talent Planet and Nagarro. How are you doing, Nidhee?
I'm doing very well, Abid. Thank
Welcome
you
to
for
the show.
inviting me. Thanks. I'm glad to be a part here. Okay.
Before we hit the Q&A, I'll just have a brief introduction about Nidhee. Nidhee has been a part of the company since 2004 and is among the first few employees. She has played numerous roles at the company, from software development, engineering management, training, talent allocation planning, and new global talent acquisition. A warm welcome, Nidhee, and it's a pleasure to have you with us today.
Thanks, Abid.
So, Nidhee, to start with today's discussion, my first question for you is uh, a really basic question, yet important, that what I believe is about the workplace, how it has changed over the years, especially after the pandemic. The pandemic has ended, but still we talk about it because the impact was so huge that we can't leave this pandemic behind in the coming few years as well. So my question to you is, how is your industry tackling the changes that the workplace has gone through over the past couple of years? If you could share a brief overview with us.
Sure, Abid. So, my industry is IT industry. And the two big changes in the recent couple of years, like you said, is after pandemic or during pandemic. One was the work from anywhere, right? So this was caused due to lockdowns. Most of the companies, more or less, went work from anywhere. And now they've started to, take different paths. Some are coming back to office. Some are adopting the hybrid work model. At Nagarro, we decided to, take people's choice of working from anywhere. So we went work from anywhere now. People can work from wherever they want. If they want to work from anywhere, they work from anywhere. They want to come to office, they come to office. And we have basically gone closer to their places of work or their places of stay. So we have opened many offices across the world, also in many cities in India, to be closer to our colleagues and helping them in work from anywhere. So that's one change that has happened. The second change that we've seen in the IT industry, especially, has been a huge demand for talent and also subsequent wage inflation. And the wage inflation, because of overall inflation across the globe, our clients have also recognized this and also have helped by increasing billing rates. But while salaries have become better, there's also this expectation change in people from what they expect from their workplaces, right? So salaries are good. Apart from salaries, they're also looking for better culture, uh, places where people, they can advance their careers, a level playing field, places where their voices can be heard. So yeah, so a lot of change in that aspect is happening, and the best companies are differentiating. A lot of companies are providing, ways for people to balance their work life, options and different ways to be flexible in the way they are working. And some companies have decided to stay the way they are. For Nagarro, we have a very differentiated kind of work, differentiated culture and way of working. So we have continued to embrace our caring values to ensure that people get this, the flexibility and the balance that they are looking for. And we are also able to attract talent irrespective of where they're located, because we have also gone work from anywhere. So yeah, these two changes that have come about in the recent years in our industry.
You mentioned about work from anywhere. You also mentioned about we have come closer to their work of stay, their where they stay. Why I'm saying this is because about my next question. My next question is about employer branding strategy, and these things. When you do these little things, it's really creates a big impact to the employees who are currently working with you or want to associate with your company. So can you shed some light on your employer branding strategy and like how it has evolved over the past few years?
Okay, so Nagarro was always known as being the place where one can learn a lot. So our tagline earlier was the brightest minds, and our internal tagline was complex is simple or complex is cool. So that's what we've been doing. But we were very well known, but in a localized way in the cities that we were present. Now, lately, given that we've listed on the Frankfurt Stock Exchange, we have become much more visible. Our brand recognition is there, and we our communication now has become a lot about our differentiated structure, how we are able to adapt our non-hierarchical structure, even when we have about 20,000 colleagues worldwide, and we are actually the fastest growing company in our space now. So with all these changes that have come in, some things have still remained the same. We are a $1 billion company listed in Frankfurt. We have a largest market in the US, and we have colleagues in 30 plus countries. But our tagline is still thinking breakthroughs. So the focus has been about helping people achieve their potential in the way that works best for them. Now, whether that is work from anywhere, whether that's the flexibility we give in terms of our culture and organization design, where we value ideas over labels. So that's been the focus, and our values have been continuously being lived through these actions that we do. So yeah, the work from anywhere just enables the caring part, where our colleagues can get the best of both the worlds, if I can call it that.
Good to hear that a $1 billion company listed. And when you mentioned that your tagline is still think through, right?
Thinking breakthroughs.
Thinking breakthrough. Yeah. You are a $1 billion company because you kept thinking in new directions. I think that's why, and it's expanded your horizon. That is, I think you should not change your tagline and keep earning more billions. Okay.
Thank you.
Coming back to skills, one of the most important thing is skills, because all the companies want good skills, polished skills from all their employees and leaders as well. But we, in looking after or sorting after all these technical skills, we miss something basics. We miss soft skills. So, how do you see the importance, the significance of soft skills evolving in the future?
So, in the world of technology, industry like ours, the only way you can actually stay away from being obsolete is by having soft skills, right? I mean, we are hearing about AI now, learning how to write software. So the only way we can add real value now is to be able to be more creative, to be able to connect things, to be able to communicate and adapt, and also to take our stakeholders along, right? So one of the soft skills is curiosity, even, right? So knowing a lot of things about a lot of things. So develop a huge range. And when it comes down to communication, to manage expectation, managing stakeholders and creativity, I think it's not it hasn't remained the province of MBAs only. So engineers need to also pick up these skills, and if they're able to pick up these skills, I think they increase the employability, and they also ensure against the technology changes are happening. Our industry, the IT industry, has been disruptor for a lot of industries, but there's always a risk of being disrupted ourselves. So soft skills are very important. Engineering is of course important, but for engineers, soft skills are becoming more and more important and relevant now.
We spoke about soft skills, we spoke about workplace, employer branding strategy, but one more thing is one of the most significant pillar, that is DNI, right? I would like you to share some thoughts on DNI agenda, especially from Nagarro, from your company. How is your DNI agenda? What was it previously? How you have changed it, in case if you've changed it?
Okay, yeah, so that's a very, very relevant topic. Now, at Nagarro, our mission statement has been to make distance irrelevant among intelligent people. Okay, so here the distance has never always meant to be physical distance. Distance is also a reference to things that create gaps between us, that keep us apart. things like gender bias, things like disability, things like, cultural diversity or nationalities or religion or sexual orientation, and a lot more, right? So this is something that has been a part of our mission statement, and we've been doing a lot of initiatives. We have, projects in Austria where our colleagues with autism, and they've been working on projects and working towards advancing their own career. We have people with visual impairment, with hearing impairment also working in our projects. In terms of gender equity, we also have a specialized program called the Glass Window Program. Now, what that means is that we have a mandate that all management meetings, we need to have 1/3 of our attendees, at least 1/3 of our attendees as women attendees. And wherever we cannot have these, we actually invite women from other levels to join us, and therefore giving an opportunity to young Nagarians to participate in senior leadership and actually, contribute to the growth of the organization. And this has been really successful. And we have also pledged, actually, our pledge is by 2024, 25% of our senior leadership will have to be women. So that's where we are headed towards. We also have other initiatives. We have, conversations around the I Am Remarkable initiative by Google. We have internal Connect Circle. We also have a Rejoin program. Now, Rejoin program actually is for people who have gone on sabbatical, and we assist them by coming, up to date to give them an equal opportunity to go through the hiring process. So we train them and then take them through the hiring process, giving them an equal shot at being hired. So that's a Rejoin program, not limited to a certain gender or location. It is again, global. In addition to that, so we have also, the inclusivity, for example, also is not limited to our own colleagues. So as Nagarro, we are also involved in a lot of initiatives within our communities, such as initiatives for road safety, where inclusivity about people who are pedestrians or people who are cyclists to make them equally included in the whole setup or infrastructure that we have. So for us, inclusivity goes beyond our colleagues. So many initiatives going on successfully at Nagarro on the D&I area.
I'll come back to your my first question, where you mentioned about work from anywhere, remote working. But there's one thing that's really difficult when we talk about remote working. That is employee engagement, which is very necessary at this point of time. It is really important, just like skilling, employer branding. Employee engagement is one of the very important thing. How are your employee engagement strategies, especially when we talk about remote and hybrid work setup, or in your words, work from anywhere setup?
Yeah, so when we went work from anywhere, everything had to change, right? So our onboardings had to become much more intense. We had to pay attention to make that our culture is right, and we had to articulate it better, communicate it better, right? And also have specific rituals around it so that this communication is done in a much better way. So for us, work from anywhere is permanent, right? It is here to stay, and which means people can work from anywhere, from their homes, from the hives, from the office. So hives are actually our office spaces that we have that have come up around the globe, and also in a lot of cities in India. So these are the places where our colleagues come in to just work or engage socially, and just be there, right? So the need for allowing people to choose, and also at the same time feel a part of being part of the Nagarian family has been very important. So these hives provide for that. On the digital front, we have a lot of daily, weekly, monthly activations to bring people together. Now, some of them are for learning purposes, some of them for just having fun together. And like I said, we are a global company, right? So it's not just about working from anywhere. We're actually anywhere in the world. So just a lot of effort has gone on to make sure that these rituals are in place so that the Nagarian family stays as a Nagarian family, irrespective of the location. Now, when we actually meet and our physical meetings in our hives are actually very unique. So these are very localized. So each of our hives will have their own parties, find a reason to celebrate, to come together, to have fun. And we also have big parties at company level. In India, we have a really huge party, which is also called Jalsa. So overall, our caring values have enabled us to make this employee engagement much simpler, because our values bring in together our, engagements as more warm, more fun, and more inclusive, so to say.
Thank you so much, Nidhi, and that this brings us to the end of the conversation. Thank you so much for taking all the questions and responding it very smoothly, and you touched upon all the important points. I absolutely loved conversing with you, and hope our viewers resonated with it too. Thank you once again, and we'll be back next week with another exciting episode. Till then, take care and have a lovely week ahead. Thank you so much.